All new since 6 o'clock, they found the leak. But now the real work is beginning after a water emergency is declared and still underway in Brandenburg, Kentucky tonight. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt. Thousands of residents are without water in this Ohio River town just to the west of Louisville. But then some encouraging news just after 7 o'clock tonight. The mayor posting on the city Facebook page that they found the break on Old Ekron Road near Stuart Pepper Middle School. That's south of downtown Brandenburg. Right now, city leaders are working quickly to repair the line and restore pressure. WHAS11 night team's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Ian Hartwitt report on the residents scrambling to find water.
Gallon after gallon.
But I mean, got to take care of my newborn, so.
Thousands of Brandenburg residents are without water due to a water main break. Many of them are left wondering how they will get any water as they have family to take care of.
He's going to football camp and, you know, no shower. We're going to do something. We've got to make a plan for him to get a shower.
A local emergency has been declared for the city of Brandenburg.
You know, if this is going into an underground cavern, we may not be able to find it for a long period of time because it's just not going to surface.
But then some good news. Shortly after 7 crews found the leak, everyone is still being told they can only use water for essential services for the next 72 hours. And they've asked the state for more water bottles.
And they are contacting the governor's office to try to get those wheels in motion to hopefully have us some water here, hopefully in the morning.
Residents have been coming to the city's town hall with their water buckets. Brandenburg police have been assisting the people with water. Brian came immediately after he found out the city was giving out water.
Gotta hurry up and go get it, and knew probably a lot of people's gonna come here today.
So far, they've given away a whole trailer's worth of bottled water, and once this runs out, they have more on the way. But this isn't the first time the city has had a water shortage.
We were out for water a good time back in, I think it was around Christmas.
Yeah,
something like that.
Homes to local businesses and restaurants. Everyone is feeling the stress of empty faucets, especially Huddle House.
As you can see, we're operating just as call-in orders and online to-go orders only.
The flow of business has been affected drastically. The tables and chairs inside are empty, but they are keeping it clean as possible with proper sanitation.
We have water in jugs in the building, and we're operating with the health department standards.
The restaurant was given bottles of water and soft drinks. However, everyone is remaining hopeful this local emergency won't last too much longer.
Hopefully it don't take too long, because I mean, you know, other people got, you know, stuff to do, people to take care of.
As they wait for more water to start rolling into the Ohio River town. From Brandenburg, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 night team on your side.
And the head of the Meade County Emergency Management Office, Jason Graham, told us tonight that they are hoping that a repair could come overnight. But if it does happen, that's no quick fix. If they do get the water flowing, a boil water advisory would certainly have to be issued for safety reasons. Look to Good Morning Kentuckiana right here on WHAS 11 in the morning and WHAS11.com for updates overnight on the Brandenburg water situation. The sheriff's office in Meade County is also looking for help after a woman was found dead in her home there. Deputies responded to the home on Old Mill Road in Brandenburg, and when they arrived, they found the body of a woman. Detectives were called to the scene and believe foul play is suspected. Anyone with information that can help detectives is asked to call the Meade County Sheriff's Office at 270-422-4937. Here in Louisville, police have arrested a man after the fallen officer memorial in Jefferson Square of downtown was vandalized once again. According to court documents, Walter Richards can be seen on surveillance video throwing trash into the Eternal Flame Memorial on 5 different occasions. The most recent happened on Sunday night. Police say Sunday night Richards threw trash at the flame after he had punched a woman in the face at 5th and Liberty. Court documents say an off-duty sheriff's deputy followed Richards after the assault and witnessed him throwing the trash onto the memorial. The repeated acts of vandalism now renewing calls from FOP leaders to move the monument.
Frustrating day by day, and it's not just here in Louisville. It's happened in northern Kentucky past couple months and happened in Lexington before. I'm just not sure why the fallen officer memorial seems to be the target of folks.
Ryan Strauss is the FOP President's Council, meets on the 12th, and the group will decide what to do with the memorial. He says right now the 8 presidents of the Kentucky FOP are split. Well, it was 3 years ago protesters were occupying the front lawn of Attorney General Daniel Cameron's East End home in a rally over Breonna Taylor. Today, The New York group that protested Cameron's home back then returned to downtown Louisville to say they will campaign against Cameron's bid to become the next Kentucky governor. Well, this was the scene back in 2020. June Until Freedom, the New York-based group, first came to Louisville during the Breonna Taylor protests. They organized a protest march to the East End and occupied Cameron's yard. There were several arrests. They returned today on what had been Breonna Taylor's 30th birthday, alongside her mother, Tamika Palmer, at Jefferson Square. WHAS11's Grace McKenna and photojournalist Jessica Farley covered the group as they discussed why they're against Cameron's campaign.
On June 5th, a chant, rather than a song, filling Jefferson Square Park.
Happy birthday, Breonna.
On her daughter's 30th birthday, Breonna Taylor's mother, Tamika Palmer, joined organizing group Until Freedom to launch a voter engagement campaign against Attorney General Daniel Cameron's bid for governor.
We are begging you to center the most harmed people in your state and to send a message that they do matter.
Their primary message, that Cameron mishandled the investigation into Taylor's death, something the group has spoken out about in Louisville before. Some of its members shown in this campaign ad.
Somebody said, neighbor, did you hear that Daniel Cameron is using you?
At his own campaign event Monday, WHAS11 asked Cameron about the group's push.
I haven't met a person across Kentucky that doesn't recognize what happened was a tragedy. But my responsibility as the Attorney General is to stand up and defend the laws.
Cameron also pointed to Democrats and his opponent, Governor Beshear, saying he'll run on supporting police.
The far left can disparage and malign law enforcement, but I'm going to stand with law enforcement.
At Jefferson Square, the response to that message clear.
As a black face in Kentucky, I don't want to risk having a governor like Daniel Cameron standing against us.
Until Freedom plans to set up offices in Louisville and Lexington, support voter registration, and hire young people for organizing efforts. And months before the election, on Breonna Taylor's birthday.
Breonna should be here celebrating her 30th birthday. It's crazy that people who never knew her had to come out here and fight for her.
Their goals and actions, Palmer said her daughter would have supported. In Louisville, Grace McKenna, WHAS 11 Night Team, on your side.
As for Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, his next campaign event is tomorrow. He will join law enforcement officials as they announce their support for Beshear's re-election. The support comes from more than 35 law enforcement officials across Kentucky, including 2 sheriffs who have served as president of the National Sheriff's Association. Happening all new tonight, a new Indiana law signed by the governor of Indiana in May will allow cities to have designated areas where open container is legal. Now, New Albany City Council is hosting a meeting to choose those areas for downtown. The bill allows for so-called refreshment areas. Those areas could not be near a school or a church unless approved by the school or the church. Today, the City Council proposed the area of downtown as one of the potential refreshment areas.
Being a business owner in New Albany, over the past 10 years, been either uptown with the one business that failed, plus the one that I currently have, I feel that this is a wonderful ordinance and it's in the right hands. We'll make good decisions as a committee. I say aye.
Again, it would allow people to carry drinks openly outside and walk certain designated areas of downtown New Albany. Officials hope by passing this ordinance, it will help improve downtown New Albany's tourism zone. We're continuing our coverage right here tonight into the recent horse racing deaths that have happened this spring at Churchill Downs. Today, the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission released the first insights into the findings of 3 necropsies. Those are the horse autopsies. There have been 12 horse deaths since April at Churchill Downs from racing injuries, 2 on Derby Day. Right now, the spring meet has stopped at the track. Churchill Downs making the announcement late Friday to move the rest of its spring meet to Ellis Park near Henderson, Kentucky. Today, more details about 3 of the horses that died at the track just released. The latest report is on Freezing Point, who was euthanized on May 6 after a catastrophic injury. Officials said the trainer noted track conditions played into the horse's death, but the rider did not think it was that, and an analysis of the racetrack found nothing unusual. Take Charge Brianna was euthanized on the track on May 2nd. Reports showed the filly had no pre-race red flags and no illegal drugs. They also said the horse had no gait abnormalities during race warm-ups. The final report released was on Parents' Pride. This horse collapsed and died on April 29th. This was one of the horses trained by Saffie Joseph Jr., who's since been suspended by Churchill Downs. The necropsy found no pre-race red flags and no illegal drugs. There were mild changes found in the heart, brain, and lung, but the veterinarian did not think it was significant enough to cause sudden death. Right now, WHAS11 News and the Focus team are looking into the tragedies at the track. We have been for several weeks now, and we are airing our investigations all this week. Our findings at 6.